Yes, sir, we are gonna work on a Troy-Bilt horse that lost its doggone courage. Its get up and go got up and went. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Rayleigh's Small Engines here. Got a turns over, no start. It's dirty, but we got oil. Y'all excuse the fan, it's not hot enough for air conditioning. I'm gonna show y'all step by step today how I'm gonna diagnose this machine. Spins over, won't start. Let's see exactly what's going on here. Nothing. Stand by and I'm gonna show you how to diagnose it. First thing we're gonna do is remove the air filter assembly. I've already loosened these. Okay, let's get us a, I'm gonna give it a little shot of brake cleaner. You can use gas, whatever you got. Give it a little shot into the carburetor throat. So what does that tell us, folks? That tells us we have compression, it will run, and it has fire. So we know it's a fuel issue. Let's go further. To make it easier to see what I'm gonna do, you got some screws. There's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take those out, pop that cover off. 4 screws out, pull your dipstick out. This cover will just lift off. Put your dipstick back in so you don't get trash down in the crankcase. Now we're going to remove these 2 bolts here and remove this outer cover because we're going to see if we're getting the fuel to the carburetor. Alright, so clamp our line off. Gently, don't overdo it, okay? Let's remove this. Now y'all are diagnosing this with me. I have not looked on this machine, so this is how I go about doing it, right or wrong. It looks to me like we got gas. Okay, we know we have fuel. So, even with my clamp on there, it's coming out. We know we've got gas getting to the carburetor, so why isn't it getting up? The next thing I'm gonna look at, let's check this fuel solenoid. What I'm gonna do is hold it and see if it clicks in my hand. I don't know how to do this without being in front of the camera. I guess I'm gonna be in front of the camera. No click. I'll be right back. I got a customer pulling up. I'll be right back with you. Alright, so our next step, I'm going to cut the key on. Well, I'll leave it off first. I tell you what, we're going to get Mr. Test Light. I'm going to find me a good ground. And I know this test light works. So I can get this wire unplugged from the bottom of the solenoid. Now I'm going to reach over and cut the key on. Let's see if we're getting power to the solenoid. Yes. We're getting power to the solenoid. So, who knows what's wrong? That solenoid right there, folks. That's what's bad. I'm going to show you how to get that off now. Now, if you'll notice, that solenoid hangs down below this bracket. It's not going to just slide off. You got a couple ways to do this. You can remove those 2 bolts and those bolts and remove that bracket without disturbing the back gasket back here. And you don't want to be disturbing it a whole lot because this stud, the only thing keeps this stud from going back up into the engine is a stupid gasket. I don't know what brainiac at Kohler thought that'd be a good idea, but somebody needs to fire his butt. Y'all stand by, we're gonna get this carburetor off. That thing will lean just enough for that to clear. You don't have to do that on all of these, but you do have to clamp off the gas. Can't think of everything. Nobody's perfect, right? Stick that right up in there for now. So we've already got our wire unplugged. We'll slide it off. We'll go kick it out. Hope y'all can see what I'm doing. Lift up on both of these rods, kick it over, it'll pop out. And pop our little spring off. Now we still got a ground here. We're about to not need that. So stand by and I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Because this customer's not gonna buy a new solenoid anyway, so I will not need this wire. Okay, simple. Keep it simple. This is made for you to repair this thing at home. Now let's quit leaking gas everywhere. Let's go over to the carburetor bench and I'll show you what to do to fix it. Alright, at the carburetor bench, get a 1/2 inch wrench, lay this down, do this. That's how I pop it loose. It's very dirty. Let me spray this off a little bit. Excuse the noise on my chair. Little air hose. Okay. Let's see what it looks like inside. Usually these just screw right off. This one is not. Yep, solenoid's sticking. You can feel it's really hard to pull and push. That's the problem. Now you want to see how to fix it? Now hold on, I'll show you. Had to go get my cutters. I didn't want y'all sitting there waiting going, where'd he go? I'm going to pull this out as far as it goes and I'm going to cut it. No more anti-backfire solenoid. I'm going to try this without even opening this carburetor the rest of the way up. Cut off, put it right back in there, okay? Now, what you need to know is when you shut this down, I always tell people, idle the machine down. And when you idle the machine down, it'll give it time to cool down a little bit and hopefully it won't backfire. Let me tighten this up. I'm going to pop the carburetor back on and we'll go see if that fixed it, guys. Stand by. All right. You don't need to worry about that wire. Now you know why, because the solenoid don't work anyway. Unless you want to spend all that money on a new solenoid. So I just hooked the spring in back here on the throttle. All right, now I'm going to hook this in. This is your throttle linkage. Now while the carburetor's still this way, now I'm going to ease up the choke one. Turn them both at the same time. Boom, it's back on. Now I've already looked at the gasket. It looks fine. We're going to slip this puppy back on. And I'm going to hook this wire up only because I don't want a chance of that shorting out, that terminal there. So give me a second. I'm going to pop this cover back on. We're going to see if she fires up. All right, cover's back on. What y'all think? Is it going to run? Let's see. Maybe. Guys, I hope this helps you out. Old carburetor quick fix, and we'll let the customer know that we disabled that solenoid. So that's an inexpensive way to fix your machine, okay? If this helped you out, leave a comment down below. I want to hear what you guys think. We appreciate you watching. Listen, y'all click that subscribe button. Help us out. Check out our Amazon wish list on our homepage. Give us a thumbs up and share with your friends. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.